Every Main Street program faces the same challenge: how to fund the work. Local government support and grants are important, but they're often not enough to keep your program stable year to year. In this video, you'll learn practical strategies to build financial sustainability. We'll cover sponsorships, community partnerships, memberships, and other creative revenue streams that can help you grow without putting all of your eggs in one basket. Why diversified funding matters. Programs that rely too heavily on a single funding source, like a city contract or one major grant, are vulnerable. If that source is delayed, reduced, or cut, your operations may be at risk. A sustainable Main Street program has multiple streams of support. Some may be small, some may fluctuate year to year, but together they give you more flexibility and resilience. Diversified funding also allows you to take on new projects, respond to community needs, and plan for the long term. Sponsorships. Sponsorships are one of the most flexible and scalable funding sources for a Main Street program. Local businesses, banks, healthcare providers, and other community-minded companies are often looking for opportunities to increase their visibility and associate their brand with positive, high-impact local work. To be successful, you need to go beyond a generic sponsorship package. Sponsorships rarely happen unsolicited. You have to make the ask. The most effective method is personal outreach. Invite a potential sponsor to coffee or lunch and let them know upfront that you like to talk about how their business can support Main Street. If they agree to the meeting with that understanding, your chances of securing a commitment are strong. When developing your sponsorship tiers, don't be afraid to assign dollar values that may initially seem high. If you're offering real exposure, visibility, tickets to events, brand recognition, or even a seat at the table for shaping future Main Street initiatives, many businesses will see real value in that investment. Here's how to build a compelling sponsorship program. Create clear tiers tied to benefits like logo placement, signage, public acknowledgements, and social media promotion. Tailor your approach to each prospect's audience. A family-focused business may want exposure at community events, while a brewery may prioritize high foot traffic activations. Produce a simple one-page sponsorship menu that outlines opportunities, dates, audience reach, and pricing for the year. Most importantly, treat sponsorships as relationships, not transactions. Keep sponsors updated, thank them publicly, and send follow-up reports that show how their support made a difference. When done right, sponsorships create long-term partnerships that benefit your Main Street and your local economy. Membership programs, with caution. Some Main Street programs use membership models to bring in revenue. Businesses or individuals make an annual contribution and are recognized as members or supporters. But here's the key. Membership can never be used to limit participation in your programs. A business that chooses not to join must still be allowed to benefit from your district-wide events, promotions, or support. You are a public serving organization, not a club. If you pursue a membership model, focus on offering recognition, not access. Examples might include supporter of Main Street window decals, a listing on your website or map, early access to advertising opportunities, and a featured spotlight on social media or in a newsletter. Make it easy to join. Keep the ask reasonable and offer monthly payment options if possible. Earned revenue. Earned revenue can include anything your organization sells or produces. Examples include branded merchandise like tote bags, stickers, or t-shirts, vendor fees for markets or events, ticket sales for fundraisers, tours, or tastings, rental fees for pop-up spaces, signage, or equipment. Earned revenue requires planning, staff time, and customer service, but it can provide unrestricted funds that help cover core expenses. A quick note on merchandise. Start small. Test one or two options that fit your district's brand and audience. Merchandise comes at a cost. If you don't sell enough items quickly enough, you'll be carrying the cost of merchandise which impacts your revenue and cash flow. We recommend starting with small orders. Donor campaigns and individual giving. Individual giving can be a meaningful and often underutilized funding stream for Main Street programs. Even small organizations can raise money from residents, business owners, and local champions, especially when you clearly communicate how their support will make a difference. At a minimum, every Main Street program should run an end-of-year campaign. This is a time-tested and effective way to generate support. Start with a list of people in your network. Board members, staff, and volunteers can each contribute names of community members who are likely to support your mission. Some Main Street programs raise a significant portion of their annual budget through this single effort. In addition to year-end, consider other seasonal campaigns tied to Small Business Saturday, National Main Street Week, or your district's anniversary or a milestone event. Use simple tools, direct mail, email, or social media to make the ask. Your message should include a compelling reason to give, a specific example of impact, and a clear explanation of how funds will be used. You don't need a fancy donor CRM to get started. A shared spreadsheet works fine at the beginning. What matters most is follow-up. Send prompt thank you messages, keep donors informed, let them see the results of their contributions in action. When donors feel appreciated and see impact, they're more likely to give again. Partnership and shared projects. Look for opportunities to share costs or apply for joint funding with other organizations. This might include joint events with your tourism office or chamber, co-hosted trainings with a workforce partner, and shared grant applications with your library, arts council, or community college. These partnerships can open doors to funding you might not qualify for alone, and they show funders that you're resourceful and collaborative. In closing, financial sustainability takes time, but every program can start building a more balanced funding model. The goal is not to replace your city contract or eliminate grant funding, but to create breathing room and flexibility through diverse, dependable sources. And remember, you don't have to do it alone. This is where a strong board of directors or an advisory committee can play an outsized role. Board members should be selected not just for their passion, but also for their networks, professional skills, and willingness to engage in fundraising. Choosing the right board is critical to long-term success. Their involvement can expand your reach, unlock new funding sources, and ensure that financial sustainability is a shared responsibility, not a solo burden. This month, take stock of your current funding mix. Ask, are we too reliant on one source? What small earned income stream could we test? Are there businesses or partners we haven't yet approached? Pick one idea and move it forward. That could mean writing a sponsorship guide, mapping out a donor campaign, or creating a list of potential merchandise ideas.